Hey guys, Jay, welcome back to the channel. Oh man, what a week. What a week. What a week of toys, man. Actually, in reality, there wasn't really that much to talk about. Um this actually was kind of a thin week for toys. But then right at the end, bang. Like it went from 0 to 100 in like no time. It literally was the last 2 days were just absolutely bonkers. They were literally bonkers. And for more reasons than one. Mostly surprises, actually. A lot of crazy surprises. Some things we were expecting, but for the most part, it was pretty crazy. Right at the end, um, the week started out. I mean, very strange. For those of you who were paying attention and looking at my channel, it kind of went from being toys to being celestial. You know what I mean? Like we had what's it called? A solar eclipse. Yeah, that was really interesting. We had a solar eclipse this week, and at least in the Greater Toronto area up here in Canada where I live, um, we hadn't seen an eclipse in this area for the past 40 years. So this was a big deal. This was a freaking big deal, and yeah, so Dex decided in his ultimate wisdom to grab the family and basically head over to Fort Erie, here in which is not that far away from Niagara Falls, and yeah, we just basically piled into a car and a truck and just headed over to Port Erie. Which in and of itself is kind of cool. I mean, like, haven't been on a road trip with my folks in years, so getting to know each other again. Seeing how everybody was. Dex and I hang out a lot, so for us, it was old world. Um, Heading there was great. Heading there was freaking awesome. Um, Fort Erie is a nice town. Very, very, very rural. No, rural isn't the. It's not rural. What am I talking about? No, it's remote. It is remote. A lot of farm country there. Like a lot of fields, a lot of things going. Not a lot happening there in Fort Erie. Let's put it that way. But what they do have is tourism. They have a lot of things that you can see because again they're so close to Niagara Falls. And for those of you who don't know, there's a bunch of casinos in Niagara Falls, so there's a lot of tourism that goes through that area. There's also this place called Niagara on the Lake here in Canada, which is freaking crazy. Like if you want a place where you want to get married, that is like the place. It's like this picturesque wine country kind of thing in the middle of Canada. Not the middle, sorry, the the lower part of Canada, right beside the American border. And apparently, that place is where like making wine, the qualities of the area or everything about the area is just perfect for making wine. It's a really strange little atmospheric kind of thing. But anyway, when you're down there, it's like a villa. There's like rolling hills and like I said, vineyards and a whole bunch of places. So it's just perfect. It's like they make ice wine there, which was a big thing for Canada for a while. Um, but yeah, the we went there for the eclipse. It happened. I did a video about it. Uh, Craziest thing I'd ever experienced. If you guys haven't watched it already, I encourage you guys to watch it because I'd never seen anything like it. Like it was daytime in one moment, and it was literally nighttime for 4 whole minutes. And then the sun came out again, and it looked like it was daytime all over again. It was crazy. I saw two sunsets in one day. It was three actually technically no sorry I saw two sunsets in a day and I saw two evenings in a day. I saw two dusks, two dawns and two dusks. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. um yeah, once in a lifetime experience. You know what, actually, yeah, I suppose you could count it as a once in a lifetime experience. It's hard to catch these things. In order for you to see another solar eclipse in your lifetime, you'd have to like figure out where it is. You'd have to, and sometimes it's in the middle of the ocean. You know what I mean? You have to like go there and actually experience it where nobody else is. So this was a once in a lifetime opportunity. So it was great. It was an amazing experience. Got stuck in traffic on the way home. That was not pleasant. We ended up on the road for a good 3 hours at first, just trying to get back to Markham and Toronto from Fort Erie, and then we ended up just getting so upset at the it was more Dex was just pissed off, being stuck in like gridlock traffic. We ended up just detouring, heading off to a restaurant called Moxie's. We had a choice. It was either going to be Denny's or Moxie's, and I think Dex was just like, I'm all breakfast out, and I'm like, we don't. There's more stuff to eat at Denny's than breakfast. He's like, screw it, let's just go to Moxie's, and we ended up going to this place called Moxie's. Very, very, I don't know. High end food is not the crazy. It was pricey. It was pricey for my opinion, but honestly, I have to admit they had some of the tastiest nachos that I've had in a while. So it wasn't a loss. It was actually a pretty good idea. Um, but then back on the road, and it took another 2 hours and a half to get back home. I ended up driving another half an hour north. So yeah, the everybody else went home. It was a great experience though. And yeah, I posted the video. A lot of people had fun with that. And then the rest of the week was kind of chill. There really wasn't much going on. For toys, really. We found out a few things for Master Universe. Box release, images for the boxes and certain things along those lines. But for the most part, it was rather chill. And then literally around I think it was like Thursday or Friday, like Hasbro. What the heck is going on with Hasbro, man? Hasbro, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Leaks, freaking surprise releases. People are just talking about how the fact repaints and repaints and repaint. Like people are just going freaking nuts with Hasbro right now, and it's pretty crazy. Oh, I forgot to mention. Prior to that, yeah, before I headed over to Fort Erie, um, uh, yeah, I ended up visiting the first annual, or at least convention, Toying Around. Kevin over at Toying Around, he basically put on a show, and yeah, it was interesting. I took some footage, and I wanted to copy it to my computer to show you guys, but I might have to just show it to you on my phone because I couldn't actually get it done in time. It was something was going on. I was actually pausing. Um, but yeah, that was fun. He had a couple of celebrities there. He had Paul Sung. I can't remember his last name. But yeah, he was there. General Iroh, um, Star Wars. Kim's Convenience. You guys probably have heard of him. Really great actor. Very, very, very personable Canadian. So really great guy. The voice actor for Wolverine was there from the 97 television series, actually from 1997. Um, and I think a Power Ranger was there, so that was a lot. That was a lot of fun, a lot of fun. And I met somebody there who I didn't expect to meet there. That's going to come up in an episode pretty soon. That was a lot of fun being there, and I think you guys will enjoy it. Did a little bit of hunting there, but didn't find anything I was looking for, so that was a little disappointing. Although I do have to say, I found a DVD set, which I really would have wanted to pick up, but he didn't have part two of the set, so I was kind of like, do I really want to pick this up if I don't have part two? Because I really want to have part two. So it's one of those things. If I don't have the two halves of the set, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna pass. So unfortunately, I didn't pick up that one. It was unfortunate, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun being there and checking that out. So very, very cool. Um, yeah, a lot of things going on at the end of the week. This past actually today actually, um, a couple things happened. Mondo Teela, we're going to talk about her, and Spero Toys is about to end its run. If anybody is still looking at Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, that's definitely something you got to jump on, guys. You definitely have to jump on that one. Um, and Delta-17, the newest 3.75 inch action figures, 3 3/4 inch action figures. They went up on sale today. They went up on. I think I'm making a mistake. I'm not saying pre-order. They actually have them in stock. What the heck am I talking about? They actually went up for sale today, and you guys can actually order them right now. And we're gonna go through all those things and talk about that today. Um, and then I don't know what to think about this. Because I've actually made mention of it before. But Spectre Creative is back in the supposed highlight. Because something might be, there are rumors going around he might lose his channel again. Um, and I think Dad at Arms, I think Brick something was the one who sent me the video uh for the Dad at Arms interview with the young man who actually might be responsible for the takedown of Spectre Creative's channel. Um, I haven't watched the full video yet, but on the first, like, I guess 20 minutes, it's interesting hearing the other side of the story. I know Scott personally to a certain degree. We've had him on the channel a couple times, and again, I'm always of the opinion that you should respect, what he brought to the Master of the Universe community at the time. Obviously, what he's done since then, yeah, take it or leave it. I mean, like, he has an opinion. He's a very opinionated person. Uh, did he deserve to lose his channel? It's not really anyone's. Uh, no one can really say, right? I personally don't think anyone should lose their channel over something like this. And actually, when you listen to the interview, the way it first starts out, there was never an intention to take his channel down completely. It was just a misunderstanding. I think that the YouTube system of governance is a bit heavy-handed. I think it's always been like that. A lot of people talk about it. The copyright strikes and the legal aspect of YouTube in terms of like how they handle uh, you know intellectual properties and stuff. It's rough. You can lose your channel for the smallest things. It's actually kind of crazy. Um so yeah, it's an interesting listen to. I haven't finished listening to it, so I'm not really going to talk too much about it, but I thought it was noteworthy at least because it is one of those situations where, why are you losing your channel? If you're a content creator, and Scott in particular, he uses his YouTube channel to actually, get people to you know, utilize his services, right? So for him, it's part of his livelihood. So taking down his channel can really be detrimental and um, affect his overall ability to make money. So it's a very difficult situation, right? And then there's other parties involved who um, got in the middle of everything for whatever reason, and might have made the situation worse. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. So, if anybody's following it, please feel free to chime in. But let's keep this civil. Let's not talk about Scott Knight, like blah blah blah. This that. Oh, this other person should never take. Let's keep that part of it civil. Um, at the end of the day, Scott, for whether it's intentional or not, he's always been a bit controversial. So it's gonna be a bit of a a talking point, right? It's gonna be one of those bits that we talk about a little bit, right? So anyway, that aside, this week has been very, very interesting in terms of toys and of course independent toys as well. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for being here tonight. It's absolutely amazing to always be able to hang out with you guys. Now that I'm not coughing my brains out, I mean, like that, that is a thing. That is a thing right now. Frankie Rivera, what's up, Jay? Hello, everybody. Let's freaking go. Good to see you, Frankie. How you doing tonight, my friend? Onryu 83, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Jetus Teal, good to see you, bro. How you doing tonight? Got your Teela and paid in full. Now's time to relax. Yes, it was kind of hairy there for a moment for myself as well. Darakuto Teela, you sue. Hope everyone wanted everyone that wanted her got her. I'm all in the Mondo X-Men. I can only do one franchise at a time. I know it's hard, brother. It's hard. It is really, really hard. Jitis. Same. I made sure to order my Mondo Teela before it was too late. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Derek, come to Ajax Con this Sunday. I missed you over at Toying Around Con, brother. Like, I can't believe literally we were like what was it, 5 minutes apart when I had to go and you just walked in the door. It was crazy. Yeah, it's right. It's not that far away. It's only about half an hour. So yeah, I might make the trek. I might make the trek down there, Derek. You never know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Lost in Wallace got Giant Man and Wasp Day. We're going to talk about that too. Fastest turnaround I've ever seen yet from Hasbro. Crazy, crazy. You actually got them in your hands, dude. Did you actually get them in your hand? That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. Sabir de Norte. Evening all. I apologize if I messed up your name, and I believe it's Sabir del Norte. I pre-ordered Teela as well. This is actually my first Mondo pre-order ever. I missed the priors, unfortunately, as it wasn't really aware. But brother, there are they are available either on Mondo, or you can actually pick up a couple of them on Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store. Definitely check it out. I'll circle back to your question a little later. To your comment a little later. We'll take a look at it. Lost in Wallace. My guess is Hasbro couldn't get Giant Man and Wasp 2-pack in the factory schedule last year in time for HasLab because Chinese New Year shutdowns. Factories can only take on so much. I have a bunch of things to talk about there for a little bit because it says queue gets filled up. Yes, this is true. Meaning that Giant Man and Wasp came out early as a result. Just an educated guess. It's not a bad guess, that's for sure. Lord Hoagie's in the house. What's going on, my friend? Kenzo. Happy Friday, everybody. Kenzo's in the house. Good to see you. Loston. I do packaging artwork for Boss Fight Studios. Woohoo! Dude. Are you serious? That's awesome. And they're always telling me that we need to get everything done on time because they can't afford to lose their spot in the queue. Got you. Wow. Loston. That's an interesting insight, brother. That's an interesting insight. Would love to talk to you at some point about packaging. I'm a graphic designer myself, so I love packaging. I just love it. Andrew Davis, what's going on, brother? Let there be light. Yes, let there be light, my friend. Derek Kuto. That was a cool video of these clips. I hope you had a great time in Niagara. I know there was over 1 million peeps. Dude, it took forever to get home. It took absolute forever. If you combine the time on the road and the fact that we actually stopped for dinner for an hour and a half, it was well over 6 hours. It took us 6 hours to get home. And it's not that far. It's like an hour and a half on a good day. Okay? So that just made no sense. Dave Sinelli, only missed 3 minutes. Good thing I checked YouTube. There you go, brother. Good to see you, Dave. Close to Crystal Beach. Also, Sheridan Beach is so fun. Yeah. Sheridan Beach. I don't know about that. The next one is in 2070. Wow. That's crazy. Moxie is definitely overpriced, dude. It was pricey as hell. It was pricey as hell. But like I said, the nachos were pretty good. I'm not gonna lie about that. Addy boy just came in, and the first thing I heard was nachos. Yes, nachos. Gotta love those nachos. I love nachos. Figuratively speaking, what's going on, my friend? How you doing tonight? Always good to see you. Cal Dodd was awesome. Oh yeah, 100%. Figuratively speaking, hit that like button, y'all. Thank you so much. Figuratively speaking, always good to see my friend. Figuratively speaking, in the channel. Clint Jargonson here because Frankie sent me. Oh, sweet. Always good to have Frankie telling everybody to come on down. Jason's Electric. Jay, are you coming to the Astronomicon in Detroit this weekend? Astronomicon. What is Astronomicon? What is that? What is Astronomicon? Astronomicon. Okay, Astronomicon. Is that a thing? What is that? What is Astronomicon? Astronomicon 7. In Michigan. What? Hold on. Am I looking at the right thing? Michael Rooker's going to be there. Kane. I don't know. I guess not. I'm not really sure. Am I looking at the right thing? April 12th to 14th? That's happening this weekend. That's crazy. Well, the answer is going to be no. If that's the thing that we're talking about. Oh, this week? Yeah, no. I can't. I had no plans to go, and yeah, I mean, like, Burton Manor, Livonia. Like, where is that? Is that actually in Detroit? I know it says Michigan, but I didn't think it was Detroit. A lot of great celebrities there for sure. I mean, like a bunch of wrestlers, and maybe I should share what I'm looking at here. that that would be novel, right? That would be a novel thing to do. Let me just yeah, let me share with the people here. Yeah, Astronomicon apparently is happening this weekend. I didn't even know that. So, Jason Lesher, thank you for letting us know about that. Astronomicon 7, April 12th to the 14th, 2024. So this weekend, if anybody's out that way. Michael Rook is going to be there, Mick Foley, Kane. So some celebrities, a couple of wrestlers. Spencer Charnas. I have no idea. 9 Inch Nail. Oh, really? Rock City. Okay. We have a singer going there. Jamie Kennedy is going to be there. A couple of television and movie personalities. Kurt Angle. A lot of wrestlers. Matt Hardy, another wrestling superstar. Amy McLean, actress, little girl, pale girl. A lot of horror. There's going to be a bunch of Power Rangers there. We got David Yost, Walter Jones, Billy West. Oh, famous voice actor. Roger Bumpus. I said Bumpus, by the way. Squidward. More wrestlers. Holy crap. Rob Van Dam. Matt Riddle. Heather Matrazo. Oh, yeah, she was in Scream. Huh. Roger Jackson, Bill Morrison, Kane Hooter. Kane Hooter? I guess he was Jason. Bob Elmore for Chainsaw Massacre 2. Bill Moseley. Cooper Andrews. Oh yeah, he was in The Living Dead, or Walking Dead. Wasn't he also in wasn't he in Shazam? Cooper Andrews? Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong about that. I could have sworn he was in Shazam. Josh Mickle, Adam Green, Josh Lynch, Twisted. Yeah, a lot of celebrities and musical talent. A lot of wrestlers. Oh, Sergeant Slaughter's going to be there. Cool. Yeah, man, that's pretty good. Like, wow. Holy crap, there's a lot of musicians coming. Holy crap. A lot of comic book artists as well. Yeah, not bad. Cosplayers. Good stuff. Awesome. So yeah, guys, Astronomicon 7. April 7th to the 14th. It's it's April 12th to the 14th. What am I talking about? 12th to the 14th, 3-day convention. No, 2-day convention. 3-day convention. It started yesterday. It started yesterday. Yeah, it started today. Sorry. Wow. So yeah, no, the answer is going to be no. I'm sorry. I won't be able to make it out that far this weekend anyway. I mean, I did a lot of I did a lot of driving on the other day, so I'm kind of tapped out that way. I'm kind of tapped out, guys, a little bit. Let's see here. Who haven't we said hi to yet? Addy Boy. Oh yeah, we already talked to Addy Boy. Let's see anybody else who. Okay, yo Joe, see what's going on, brother? How you doing tonight? Just got some Delta-17 toys. Nice, very nice. Frankie Rivera, grab that punk from TMNT Holothon today. Nice, good stuff. I heard it was I heard it was easy peasy. Oh, Toy Connections in the house. Oh shit, I forgot to send the link. All right, hold on. Let me send off the link. Yeah, there we go. All right, sorry guys, I forgot to send the link. Yeah, we're going to be joined by Toy Connections a little later, along with Delta-17. Would love to talk to them about their launch today. We had a bit of a launch party earlier. John Ratulewski. Yes, actually, we're going to talk about John in a minute. I have that all set up. Guys, definitely some unfortunate things have happened to John Ratulewski, one of our great community members here. And we're going to talk about John in a little bit. So thanks for reminding me, John. Clint Jorgensen, what's going on, my friend? How you doing tonight? Helian Dredd is in the house. Frankie Rivera. Clint, spelled your last name wrong. Helian Dredd is in the house. What's going on, brother? Kenzo is in the house as well. Chad Stewart, always good to see him. Mondo Teela, waba, 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 wink, wink, wink. Ramen Toys in the house. Hey, and if Ramen Ace, if you want to join us, let me know. I'll put the link in the chat. Maybe we can talk a little bit because apparently I didn't know this. Ramen is actually going to. I did not know this. Ramen is actually going to Joe Fest, where surprisingly enough, I'm going to go to Joe Fest this year to talk more about Delta-17. It's going to be so much fun. So you know what? I'll put it in the chat here. Let me see here. Where are we here? If you can make it, Ace. If not, don't worry about it. Oh my gosh! Holy crap! Kagali Miles. Oh, one of my original supporters on Patreon. Welcome, Kagali. Always great to see Princess Kagali. Jay, it's been a minute, brother. It has been too long. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Always great to see Kagali Miles. Thank you so much for being here, Kagali. Always great to see one of my original Patreon supporters. Actually, I believe they are my original Patreon supporters. So huge, absolutely huge. Always great, Miles. Cosmos Creations, Ace. Here, time to start it all. Let's see here. Anybody else we missed? Figurative species in the house. Pedro Lopez. What's going on, my friend? How you doing tonight? Sabir del Norte. You are good, Jay. That's the correct pronunciation. Thank you, brother. I'm terrible with pronunciation, so Sabir, thank you so much. I appreciate that, and I'm sure you're being very, very kind. Mr. Vice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, Jay, looking forward to any Mondo news. It's not really Mondo news. It's actually more like Mondo finish. Sabir, I got the Mondo He-Man version 1, but was from the secondary market, but new and awesome figure in 1/6 scale. Yeah, we're gonna come back to that. Palpatine 1975. How are you doing? How are you doing, my lord? Good to see you, Lord Palpatine, always. Dave Sinelli, any word on Origins, Geldor, and Demo Man? Well, I mean, other than what's already been presented, no. So that'll be more than likely it'll be a Mattel Creations exclusive. Old IT guy, what's going on, brother? Glad I may have been able to check the show. Having hot wings and cold drink. Life is good. Yeah, old IT guy. It did work, but we gotta do some more work on it. That's a cryptic way of saying things are going smoothly. Drew Lees, all the way from Switzerland. Wow, welcome, Drew. Thank you so much for being here. Holy cow, I don't think I've ever had any viewers from Switzerland before. Welcome. Holy crap! Thank you for being here tonight. Yo Josie, you're going to San Diego Comic Con. Sweet. If the stars align, I might be heading back to San Diego Comic Con for the first time in years. We'll see what happens. Dave Sinelli, check the upper corner, Jay. Bag the King Grayskull. What are you talking about? What are you talking? I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about, Dave. I have no idea what you're talking about. Frankie Rivera, Saturday, nice. Yep. We shall see. Sabu, nice. Okay, Sabu, nice. Chris Allen's in the house. What's going on, brother? How you doing tonight? Clint Jorgensen, I predicted Toy Connections will be on tonight. Of course. The great Ken is always available. Who wants the belt? Bring it, bro. Bring it right now. Clint. Derek Dalzell. What's going on, brother? How you doing tonight? Let's see here. Long live Delta-17. Yes, long live the Delta-17. Clint Jorgensen, Ken, did you get the Mattel Heart Foundation figs? That is a good question. Ramen is in the house. Clint Jorgensen, got to try to get to Joe Fest. It will be tough. You know what? It's going to be interesting. I've never been to Joe Fest, so this is going to be an awesome kind of thing to experience. If it's anything like PowerCon, it's going to be great. Dave Sinelli, exclusives, nuts. I know, right? Justin Mohan, Delta-17 stuff. I saw Justin for the first time in a long time. I saw Justin at Toy Connection, Toying Around Con. That was fun to see Justin all over again. It was great. RC, Proto Flip is eyeballing King Grayskull. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Yojo C, of course. Dark Zelzel, can't wait to be at PowerCon 2025. It's going to be glorious. It is going to be glorious. All right. So whenever my guests start showing up, we will bring them in because there's a lot of good stuff to talk about tonight. Ramen will not be able to make it, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. Everything happens for a reason. let's talk about what happened this week because this week it was interesting, bar none, guys. This week was a very interesting week. Again, things went from 0 to 100 so quickly. Actually, before I get to the events of the week, I did want to say this. Um, I want to talk about John Ratalewski for a little bit. Guys, community member John Ratalewski has been a big supporter of the channel, and of course, I love all you guys, and thank you guys for all the support. But now he needs some support. Um, John, unfortunately, has fallen under some hard times. Um, I did not realize this about John. He is in. He needs some help. He needs some help, and I think that you know what, we're a community here. We all want to help each other, and especially in the hardest of times. I don't want to speak too much about this. You definitely should read John's story. He has a GoFundMe page right now, and which was set up by his wife, Veronica. And but just to cut to the chase, John is now a double amputee. He needs some money to help with his basic cost of living right now, as well as transportation. So they're trying to reach a $14,000 goal. They have 31 donators right now, 370, and have raised already $3,575. Um, and this is one of those things, guys. Again, we all fall under hard times eventually, and John definitely needs to be helped and lifted up. So I'm an idiot. I forgot to actually put a link into the chat, so I'm going to do that right now. I'm putting the link in the chat. I'm going to pin it so you guys can check out um, the GoFundMe. Guys, please, if you are in the position to help out John, please do check out the uh, the GoFundMe. Again, we could all of us at one point in our lives we can definitely use the help. I know that the community has come out to help me for the most selfish of reasons, honestly. Um, like Eternia and things like that. But I am so appreciative of all the help that the community has ever done for me. You know, um, I'm just trying to help people and entertain people. But when you really come down to a situation where you absolutely need some real help, um, you know, we all hope and pray that at some point, we can we can always rely on the friends and the people around us to come to our aid. And in this particular instance, John is definitely in some need of some assistance. So definitely, guys, if you do have do have the availability and the ability to help John, please check out the GoFundMe. I've linked it in the chat at the top, so you guys can definitely check that out. I'm also going to head over to um, MJR Collector and do the same thing. But yeah, guys, again, you just never know when life is going to hit you like a ton of bricks. Um, so definitely, please, if you are in the position to help out John or give a little bit or give a lot, that would be excellent. But of course, as I've said, every little bit counts. So definitely, please consider helping out John in his time of need. Um, please read up about John's story. It's touching and quite humbling in many ways. And a huge shout out to John's wife for setting up a GoFundMe. And I do want to remind everybody, uh, there's no shame there's no shame in a GoFundMe. I helped out my good friend Oz Tremendous Toys, and thanks to everyone's generosity in the community, we were able to get him to PowerCon. His son couldn't make it, unfortunately, but it was one of those things. We do this because we care. You know what I mean? And John is definitely in need of some assistance right now. So once again, if you guys are able to help John, please check out the link I've just put in the chat. Best of luck to you, John. The community is here for you, and I hope that this little bit of attention that I can bring to one of our community members can help in the smallest, whatever I can do. I will be putting this up on my social media, so guys, definitely, please help lift John up and help him to get the assistance that he needs. A lot of things that are happening. So I just wanted to share that out. And again, huge shout out to Veronica Rataluski for her assistance on this. Yeah. So John, brother, good journey, man, friend. Best of luck to you. But this week, getting back to the toy news, Mondo Teela, holy crap, Mondo Teela ended today. So if you did not get in on the Mondo Teela game, I'm sorry to say you might be ending up holding on to the short end of the staff, if you will, because it is no longer available. She has sold out. $250 timed edition, which you guys know everything about what I my my love hate relationship with the system that Mondo sometimes has. If it's not a timed edition, it is a sellout when it sells out kind of thing, and that just bugs the crap out of me. And of course, as I predicted, the moment she went up as a tease, not even 3 days later, she was up for pre-order. It was absolutely nuts. Thankfully, as I said, timed editions came to the rescue, and thank goodness because this is one figure you do not want to sleep on, man. Like, and I feel sorry for anybody who missed out on this figure. Um, Sculpt Viper Tommy Hodges, the great Tommy Hodges, put this beautiful figure together, and my God, I want to have Tommy on the stream at one point, and I think my good friends over at Delta-17 5x5 Toys might be able to put something together for us to actually have a chat with Tommy. Because I mean, look at this gorgeous figure. This gorgeous figure is out of this world, like absolutely stunning. I mean, she is just beautiful. Comes with a host of accessories. You know, her claw headdress, her claw staff, her sword, her sheath, the traditional shield that she comes with, her staff, javelin, uh, all of these swappable hands, and of course, the three heads. Which one of them, if they ever release a standard edition Tila, will probably never be released again. 2000X Tila, which is a fan favorite of a lot of people, and then we have Stoic Tila, and of course, pissed off, absolutely pissed off, really furrowed brow Tila. Great stuff. She stands 11.5 inches tall, and she's just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at this figure. Tila is one of those heavy hitters, bar none. She is just in freaking incredible. And again, if you missed out on her, why? Like, you had a whole week to do it. I mean, but I know exactly why a lot of people could. I mean, I had to move funds around to get her. Coming off of um, Flipor, that was a huge thing because I pledged. I had a couple pledges in for Flipor, and yeah, I can totally understand why people missed out on her. But dang, that is unfortunate if you missed out on Tila. I mean, look at her; she's freaking the warrior goddess, Tila. I mean, this is one of the best looking Tilas out there. Like seriously, um, I will say that the production version is a bit different than the Paint Master. Uh, and I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it personally, but there are certain cues that I'm like, what happened here? I am very, very happy with the 2000X head sculpt. The 2000X head sculpt is just awesome. I love the bangs. I love the ponytail. I love the tiara. That jovial look, the happy-go-lucky look that Tila brings to the adventure. You know what I mean? And we got He-Man looking at the. What are you looking at, He-Man? Duncan, what the hell are you looking at? Jeez Louise. Duncan's like, if you weren't the most powerful man in the universe, I'd knock your block. Anyway, um, yeah, man. Like seriously, warrior goddess Tila. My God, I mean, there she is, fiery red. You know what I mean? What a ginger, I got to tell you. And God, like why? If you had the ability, if you had the means, please tell me you didn't miss out on Tila, warrior goddess, because she is just not to be missed. just absolutely stunning. And there again, the 2000X version of her, just freaking stunning, just absolutely out of this world, absolutely out of this world. Um, yeah, man. I hope everybody who could get her did get her, because then it comes down to the secondary market, and I got to tell you, that secondary market is painful, man. It's a painful place to be in. Look at Teela just taking down Beastman. Holy crap! That's the Teela I love. So good. Taking on again foes that she shouldn't really be taking on. The history of Teela, the goddess character who gave He-Man his armor, right? Um, Beautiful stuff. Her heraldry. The history behind the character with the fact that she is destined to become more than she ever was. Right? She is the next line to inherit the powers of the sorceress. And now with the new revelation and revolution, we find out that that every facet of these characters for sorcerers of past, present, and future. We have the Cost sorceress, we have the Havoc sorceress, and then of course we have the sorceress of Grayskull. So it's an amazing look. I will go ahead and say this: if you compare this head sculpt to the Paint Master, and I wish I had it. Something happened at the factory with this eye. I think this eye is just a little bit too far to the right. Sorry, to the left. Sorry, it's just a bit too far to the left. And I think that if it had been just a millimeter or two more to the right, I think it would have been very close to the original Paint Master. Having said that, that's the only thing that kind of bugs me. There's something about that right eye, because that's actually your right eye, and the actual eye itself is actually a little bit. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. I don't know if anybody else is seeing that, but for me, that's something I just sort of got me, right? Because if you look at the actual Paint Master, I'll try to bring it up. Hold on for a second. Instagram. Let's do a quick search for Teela. Um, let me see if we can find it here. Actually, I think I could find it on my own. Hold on for a second here. Where would it be? If I go back to Toy News, I'm pretty sure I actually talked about it at the time. Those are pre-order details. Where are you, Teela? Origins. There it is. Let's see if we can find the actual. And of course, I don't have it. Yeah, but truthfully, there's just something about it. The final production sample that again, the Paint Master is exactly that. It's a Paint Master. It's perfect, right? But when it finally came down to it, there's something about the final production that is a little bit lost. That's all I'm saying. But other than that, she's just freaking gorgeous. I hope everybody got her, because it would be a damn shame if you missed out on this version of Teela. Once again, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody who was involved with the project. Let's just go ahead and shout them out now. Emiliano Santa Lucia, Florian Bertmer, Mark Bristow, and of course Tommy Hodges, the great Tommy Hodges. Congratulations to everybody who's involved in this project. And unfortunately, for anybody who was not able to pick this up, my condolences, because she was definitely one not to be missed. I have a guest hanging in the wind, so we're going to bring him in a second. But I did want to actually take a few more comments just before, because oh shit, okay, never mind. I'll bring in our special guest here right now. That way we can just argue for a bit before moving on to the chat, because I would love to answer some questions here, guys. Oh God, where did it go? Oh, shit, I lost my place. Sorry, guys. Yeah, there that is, and yeah, okay. Guys, please help me welcome a very good friend of the channel. He's here all the time. He's here all the time. It's almost like he lives here, but that's okay. We really appreciate him. Guys, please help me welcome Toy Connections, Ken. What's going on, Ken? Oh, look who it is. Ken is Ken is in the house.
Current mood after today. And this microphone, if this camera would stop moving, it'd be even better. So, all right. Current mood after today. How about that? So, anyway, how you been? I haven't talked to you in about 4 hours.
Has it been that long? It feels like less. It feels like less.
Three? I don't know.
It feels like less time. Welcome, Ken. How are you doing tonight, my brother? How are things?
It's been a minute since I've come on a Friday stream with you, actually. Like, it used to be kind of a regular thing, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, like I just declared that I was busy or something, and because you're so respectful, you like respected it right away. And now I'm kind of like, hey, let me crash your Friday stream. Okay. No hesitation whatsoever. But thanks for all you did for Delta-17. I know we were in development of the line for a good 3 years before I started kind of just, inside baseball. I was kind of venting to Jay one night about, we don't really have a great distribution plan. And he's like, what do you got for a website? And I'm like, well, we were looking for a web guy. Can you help us? And you're like, well, I kind of know how to do that. So like, hold on 5 minutes. I'll never forget, because Brick Something was talking to us backstage on StreamYard that night. And I go on the phone, I come back, and I'm like, can I send Steve the StreamYard link? And next thing you know, you two connected. We talked for about an hour and a half that night.
We did.
And next thing we knew, you were a webmaster, somewhat of an ambassador for the brand, and now you're going to be helping us do some like lettering stuff for the comic coming up. So now you're very much in the brand as of like last like June or July or whenever that was, and it was just on time too, because we were like, what do we do? Who do we ask? And if we can keep it within the circle, even better.
It's been an absolute pleasure working with you guys, and we might as well bring in the mastermind for this entire endeavor. I mean, like without him, there would be no Delta-17.
Yeah, guys, he's master mold. I'm just a sentinel. He'll get the joke. He's a Marvel guy.
100%. I totally agree with that one. Guys, please help us welcome Delta-17 himself. What's going on, Steve? How you doing?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Oh my gosh, look at that lineup. It is just absolutely incredible. As a matter of fact, check this out, everybody. Wow. Look at that setup. It is Delta-17 headquarters. Holy crap.
I feel like an infomercial where it's like, all of these can be yours today. Right?
And you need to say it in that tone of voice.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Congratulations on the launch today. So guys, if you didn't already know, and we might as well bring it up now. If you guys didn't already know, Delta-17 actually had a launch today. So if you head over to delta17.com and click on their store link,
Delta-17 Toys.
You guys, that's right.
Delta-17 everyone gets that wrong. Toy Sorcerer's got it wrong earlier too.
Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that.
That's fine. Good. Everyone gets it wrong.
And I built the damn thing. But yeah, delta17toys.com. And basically click on store. It will lead you to the store page where you can pick up every single figure that is available right now on Delta-17. And it's been going gangbusters from what I understand. Nonstop orders all day. Guys, tell us about Delta-17 and how things have been going in the world of the war in the shadows. How has the war in the shadows been progressing for Delta-17, guys? Tell everybody here at home what's been going on today, because it's been bonkers. It's been absolute bonkers. Who wants to go first? Ken? Steve? I know.
Well, for Wave 2, we got a character who's not very tall. He carries a belt around that he didn't actually win. He likes to cosplay as the Hitman, except that, the Hitman's a few inches taller and can actually pull off a sharpshooter. And he's just really loud and likes Transformers. That idea got shot down very quickly, and I was back on photocopying duty for a little while.
Right.
But the toner in the print in the printer has been changed recently, Steve. So other than that, next thing is the coffee machine.
Yeah.
And I promise my next character submission will actually be good.
Yeah. We're low on magenta. We need more magenta. Jeez. And the toner. Yeah. No, come on, man. Don't underplay it.
I was playing up the belt.
Yeah, right.
Underplaying everything else. So
But seriously, how's it been, guys? Like, how's it been on the first launch?
It's been insane. I was expecting good things. I told my wife, okay, here's a big number. This is what I think we'll bring in today. She's like, yeah, right. And I'm like, that's 10K over my realistic number. We went way past that. So I was thinking, I don't want to say numbers, but this is for sure we'll do. This is my hopeful, like, big picture number up here. We went and almost doubled that. So it's just been shocking. People have been very good. And there's a few that missed their discounts. They just got hyped up. They went in. So if you want, just contact us at contact@delta17toys.com. Send us your name, your order number. So far, I've refunded 3 people. Like, I'll sit there, I'll calculate out, okay, you lost whatever, $19.99. And I'll apply it as a refund. I cannot cancel any orders. As soon as I hand it off to the fulfillment center, it becomes uncancelable. That's in their hands. They won't let me do it no matter if I absolutely demand it. And I think it's the right thing to do or whatever. Like, hey, let's try this order again, right? It's just like, nope, you've handed it off. The minute I press that button, it's done, which is a bit silly, but that's just the way they work. But what I have been able to do is issue partial refunds in the amount of the discount in case they missed it. So it's kind of neat.
Absolutely. Well, when we were talking like earlier, you were out of the house, I think, having dinner with a friend, and it was not quite dinner time for me yet. And I was like, Steve, the orders are still pouring in like every few minutes. I mean, it's slowed down a bit right now, but the way we set up that launch, we set it up like just before 3 p.m. Eastern time, right? We were trying to time it so it's a Friday afternoon. People are just getting off of work in the East Coast. People are just going for lunch on the West Coast. People in New Zealand, Australia haven't woken up yet, and people in the UK are just about to go to bed. That was the idea. It was your idea, though, to launch it on a Friday, because we looked at a Tuesday. We're like, we're almost done all this beta testing we were going to do. And then and then you're like, what if we do a 3, 2, 1 count now? And I'm like, yeah, that's a fantastic idea. And that's exactly how it went.
Yeah, it seemed to work, hopefully. It was just, I was really shocked. I was blown away by the reaction. It was a bit overwhelming in a way. It's like, holy cow. So
well, I mean, from our from the investment budget that you were able to procure a couple of years back, you were paying sculptors, you're paying factory tooling. It got to the point where we were paying, lead testing, lawyers to do trademarks, do up everything from our shareholders agreement that's pricey. You moved across the country and everything like that, although that's not part of the budget here. It was nice to see some money actually flow in the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Because I felt like since 2020, it's been money going out, then money going out. And when you think there's no more money going out, there's even more going out. And it's an amount that we're like, wait, what do you mean we got to pay for lead testing? Well, what do you mean the truck's going to cost that much to get across? Well, we're almost there. We're almost at the finish line. And we all got really antsy this week because it's like, and we're trying to figure out how to use the payment site, Shopify, and we're trying to figure that out and everything. And we're like, I hope that there's no technical showstoppers on this end. We had to work through a lot of glitches, and we were working on that right up until yesterday. I don't think we were confident we would launch until either yesterday or even like 2 hours before we launched this morning. And then we're like, this is going to happen,
Yeah, it almost seemed like this mythical, unreachable, like the Loch Ness for a while there. Like, because we were just like, just give us 2 weeks, just give us 2 weeks. And those 2 weeks just kept adding up to months. And it's like, holy cow, these poor people, right?
April 12th, 2024. That's the date on the calendar. That was the official birth date of Delta-17.
Yeah.
The product
pretty
date.
wild. Pretty wild.
It's existed as a company 5x5 Toys has existed as a company for a few years now.
Yeah. Right? For sure.
I do want to say congratulations to you guys, because it's been a long road, like a really long. You guys, a lot of you guys who are toy fans, and all of us are toy fans, but you really don't have any idea until you actually start doing this stuff, right? I myself have now been privy to just a small fraction of what it actually takes to build a toy, like and from concept to the sculpting, to the creation, to the actual tool and die and all that stuff, and the money. The money is just absolutely
It
ass
just
freaking
flows out, man.
like
Yeah.
if you thought you spent enough, you haven't, and then you finish and it's delivered, and all of a sudden you have to spend even more money, right? Because that's actually what Ken was alluding to, the fact that to get it into the U.S. or get back into here, all of a sudden there's lead testing and it's just ridiculous thing. We're not even selling to kids, and they still have to be tested for lead. It's like
Yeah.
these things, okay? Like
When you have an idea in your head, you just kind of run with it. And then there's a lot of things like, what back in 2020, Steve, I was like, should we talk to a factory? You're like, I guess so. And then it became,
Like
how do we actually fulfill orders? Are we just going to ship everything out of Canada? Are we going to make a trip to the States once a week? But what if there's 160 boxes? That's not going to fit in a car. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And then it becomes a case of, everything fell into place. Like Ben from the Skeletron RoboSkull team ended up becoming very good friends with us. And as this thing, I think it was when the items were on a boat on the way from China to Canada, is when he contacted us and said, by the way, do you actually have a fulfillment plan? And we talked about, you driving to the border once a week after packing dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of boxes. Maybe we don't know what the order numbers are going to look like long term.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I think I need to put you in touch with my fulfillment guy in New Jersey. And we're like, so what's a fulfillment center?
Mm-hmm.
And it ended up being probably the best thing ever. Right.
Yeah.
Saving time. Because if you're sitting there packing orders, or if you're sending stuff to the West Coast for me to pack orders on this end, what are we not doing? We're not working on the brand.
Everything. Right? Yeah. Comic story, wave 2 vehicles, etc. The big stuff.
Yes. Now, if you were set up fully to the point where you could have a back area where you were to do some orders yourself, but hire staff to do orders, that may have worked, Steve. But we still weren't in that position.
No,
right?
and another
fulfillment for us made sense.
Yeah, and another thing is, like, I'm only 7 minutes away from the American border, but there's a guy there that hates my guts. He almost attacked me a couple days ago. He was reefing on my car door, trying to get in. He's just like, open this door. I was like, holy shit, dude, what's wrong? He's like, who are you? Screaming at me. I'm like, you know exactly who I am. And he starts rifling through my truck, and then he just tells me to get that F out of there. I was heading back into Canada, and he threw the gate down when he saw me coming. He's not supposed to stop me on the American side when I'm heading back to Canada, right? I mean, I think they can, but it's really unusual. And the dude I was like, holy cow.
Can you file a complaint? Because you're going to need to take a truck down to Joe Fest at some point, and he won't care.
Yeah, I'm thinking of it. I don't know. I don't want to ruffle his feathers all that much more at the same time.
It's better if you don't. They can ban you in a second. Like, so
yeah,
you just deal with it. And he's just power tripping. They all do. Like, a lot of guards do that. So
yeah, it was just a really extreme. I thought he was going to rip my door handle off and all sorts of stuff. Like, he slides his door open, right? He comes out of this door. He slid it open, but he didn't slide it open far enough to get himself through. So he got his plate carrier stuck on there. He's ramming himself through the doorway as he's yelling at me. And I'm just like, this guy's like a dog on a chain. This is insane. Anyways, enough about that. Let's talk toys.
Yeah, but I am dead worried about what he's going to do when you're trying to bring the truck down for Joe Fest.
I'll just go through a different crossing, a more professional one.
Is there another crossing nearby?
Yeah, it's about 20 minutes the other way. It's much more professional. I'll get everything brokered through.
Why don't you do that every time?
Yeah, because it's like 7 minutes plus 20, and then down. Just to do it every time. I just want to cross right over, get home as fast as possible. So
I don't think you should welcome the headache.
This is just the one time. We'll see if he does it again. If he does,
you know what, though? It's been a few months since I've heard you tell a story about that dude.
Well, yeah, I haven't crossed. Well, it's been about a month. There was a month where I didn't cross very much. So, yeah. So, anyways, sorry.
Yeah. So
maybe it's everyone he doesn't like. Maybe it's not just you.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Who is the bestseller right now? Because earlier we talked about bestsellers. Who's the bestseller presently right now? I just looked. So
still Thunder Battalion if we're talking individuals. Having said
Wow.
that, if you combine Delta Squad A, which is this one, and Delta Squad B, which is the darker skin tone, if you combine the two, because they're both technically Delta Squadron and they're both the same mold, just with a different paint app on the face for ethnicity reasons, it's technically Delta A/B.
Incredible. Holy crap.
Right.
So the good guys are technically beating out the bad guys. Outside of that, who's the next most popular character?
Well, it goes them and then Thunder Battalion and then Okami.
No, but I mean, like, so Okami's next. And then after that, like, any standouts?
Rooster is next, and then Death Sparrow finally caught up. For a while there, she was lagging way behind. I was like, guys, are you serious? Like, this is one of our best. I thought, And so all of a sudden, it's like she caught up with all the rest. And the good news is it looks like we don't have a peg warmer so far. Like everyone, the other 6 are all generally in the same area. There's no one that's lagging way behind. So we don't have a crystal ball yet. Like the character,
literally the character crystal ball.
Yeah, the character, so we're good, right, so far.
You know what? The bottom 2 individual sellers are Delta Squad A and B. They're literally 11th and 12th. But if you add them together, they're number 1. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's
right.
Weird.
Because like had we, and we don't normally do this for O-ring figures unless you're awesome like Skeletron. Okay, we're pretty awesome. But if we put the swappable head instead of making a separate, because we didn't think of that, right? Then if you combine, then I think it would have been number 1. Right?
Well, I thought of it, but I wasn't like, we want to expand beyond the collector's market where we're all used to that as 40, 50-year-old people. But with kids, it's a lot of them don't know how to swap out an O-ring or do all that stuff. I'd love to teach them at the same time, because that's a lot of fun for them too. But it was kind of like, let's just split up the order instead of doing, blank amount of that army builder. Let's split it into so many for Alpha and so many for Bravo, and it will, equal the same amount as the Thunder Battalion or the Okami. But it just gives people a couple of options.
But that's pretty good. And you're right. I mean, because Death Sparrow, Shepherd, and Leo are almost identical in sales, and Rooster's like a few above that. And then Shadow Dragon, Jaguar, Kestrel, and Preacher are almost identical. Like they're within 10 of each other.
Yeah. Shadow Dragon's been doing really well. Some people, like, I've seen multiple orders where they're ordering. You think
he's doing really well? He's in the middle of the pack as far as the 12 are concerned, and that's still good. Because he's an individual. He's not a troop builder. So that's pretty good.
But I've seen people that are buying him like he's a troop builder. Like, there's been quite a few orders where they're like 2 or 3 of this guy. And I'm like, okay, but I don't know what you're going to do with him. Like, it's kind of neat though.
I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed at and don't get me wrong. I had the same reaction with Flipboard, you know what I mean? When the orders just started flowing in, and just it looked like it was uncontrollable. But it's one of these things where you can never really anticipate. You're on bated breath at the end of the day, right? Like the 3 of us, we were testing, and finally getting the fulfillment center to cooperate. And sorry, not them, but Shopify. Sorry, our store to cooperate with our payment, our fulfillment center. There were so many things happening behind the scenes that it just seems like, is there anything else that can go wrong right now? And finally, everything seemed to come together. It's a magical moment, and we're like, let's do this before it breaks again, right? It was one of those stupid things. And once it started happening, it's like the floodgates opened up, right?
Yeah.
So it was crazy. Pedro Almeida says, question: are there going to be any new female characters in Wave 2? Helicopter pilots, perhaps?
Well, of course, there's always, like, one thing that we're committed to doing, which will seem like a bit of a pattern going forward. Like in this Wave 1, we have 2 females. We're probably going to go with that. Try to go with that in every wave, about 2 females. There'll always be army builders. Like for Wave 2, the hard part right now is we're going to do a minimum of 12 figures. We don't really want to just repaint old tooling and say, there you go, right? We want to do all new tooling for for the 12. We're going to try our best. The problem is that I've created about 35 characters, and I don't know which ones to choose because they're all really good. And like, since we have so much competition, like I love all the guys that are out there that are doing this too, but they're all really bright and they're all on the verge of doing what we're about to do, because we're all sort of playing in a similar sandbox, right? So it's kind of like, well, if I'm working on a figure and so-and-so is working on a figure over there, we're talking thousands and thousands of dollars, right, in development. And then we come out at the same time. It's like ants and bugs life, right? And it's like, crap. And you don't mean to.
You know, you say that, I say it's like Raw and Nitro in the 1990s.
Okay.
You just end up. I know it's for you, but all the wrestling fans are going Raw and Nitro. They're channel surfing between whether they want to watch WWE or WCW. You know?
No, okay.
It was so good that you'd have to set the VCR for one and watch it later on. And you channel surf between commercial breaks. So, but
nice.
That's me with my pie in the sky approach versus you with your more practical, even keeled approach.
Well, yeah, it just makes it difficult because you don't want to step on each other's toes. You don't want to do anything like that. And so I'm in, we're developing wave 2. It's just really hard to choose what to put out.
I've got the filtered list on a Word document somewhere.
Yeah. There's a lot more I haven't told you about.
I know.
Crash says, Ken, Steve, Mega J, good to see you, Crash. And
I was just talking to him earlier. Yeah.
And Crash, thank you for becoming a channel member. I really appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much. Justin, is there anything that can be done to ease shipping to Canada for Delta-17? It was like $15 USD to ship to Ontario, and that was for one figure. That's interesting. I wonder if it's, but I think if you combine if you buy a whole bunch of them though, Justin, I think it would definitely save you money.
Should it
on
be that much for one figure? I thought it was like 11 Canadian for one figure.
Canadian shipping sucks.
Yeah,
no, I know, but I didn't think it was 15 US. Anyway, maybe I haven't looked at what shipping costs to Ontario there, or is there a chance that was quoted out of New Jersey, like our New Jersey center to Ontario?
It's
I doubt
impossible.
it. There's no way. We're not set up that way, so it would have to come from Canada.
We're set up separately.
I thought the rates would be like, including tax, maybe 15 Canadian tops. Anyway, I'm surprised it was 15 US. Anyway,
that's bad.
Justin, I will say that if you decide to pick up 2 or more, I think you'll see the price drop considerably. And if you pick up more than 6, you get a 10% off on the entire figure with code, which is Delta-10 off.
Yes.
So please take advantage of that.
There's got to be a way we can. I wish there was a way we could automatically have that go in. Anyway, doesn't matter.
There might be. I got to look into it, but maybe there's a URL which we can just like put in the chat.
Yeah.
I'll double check when we have a moment.
Anyway,
Yojo C also dove into the Delta-17 pool today. Long live O-Ring. Yes, Yojo C. Thank you so much for that. Cute Cult. Maybe Zora will come with Mondo Sorceress. You never know. I hope she will. We never know that. Of course, Crash is a big supporter. Thank you so much, my friend. We will look into it, Justin.
Jay, maybe Jay, if you want to do a fake order because you're in Ontario, see what the shipping comes up to, because it shouldn't be 15 American. Holy cow! Because we're supposed to be on this Shopify system that saves us big money with Canada Post and all this other stuff, right?
If you were going to the post office, going to the post office now, like just as a regular consumer without a business account, then it might cost that much.
Also, Justin, what option did you choose? There were 3 options.
There we go. That's a good point.
I will try all 3 options and see which one comes up.
Yeah, if it's just the expedited parcel, I don't think it would cost that much. But you're right. If you chose Express Post, maybe.
You can rest assured, Justin, that we will take care of your package, whichever version you choose. So I will try it though. Rodimus Prime found a Beast Wars Silver Bolt at GameStop yesterday after work. Really?
Oh,
holy
cool!
Crap. That's awesome. Good to see you, Cobweb Collector. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Rodimus Prime, O-Rings rock. Yes, they do. The O-Rings freaking rock. Justin, do you guys plan on doing any other O-Ring lines?
Well, not Ghostbusters.
we're gonna come up with a girls line down the line a couple of years from now. Whether or not that involves O-rings, I'm not sure, but it's been a lot of it's been drawn out on paper. It just needs to go to a further development phase. It'll be a longer haul than this will be. So.
Yeah, but the in terms of like more figures, that is definitely in the works, 100%. So
Yeah. As far as Delta-17 goes, there'll be lots more O-rings. As far as another toy line, like Shama Bob or what, I don't have no idea. Trying to come up with something. Nah, not right now.
I mean, you never know. A licensor might come in and say, why don't we license this to you and we use your buck? But then we'd have to look at what the deal looks like. So it's like a never say never scenario. But at the same time, it's like we have what we're thinking to do, and we only have so much bandwidth for that. So in order for someone to make a big loud noise and say, "Can you make this instead?" There'd have to be a lot in it for us, right?
They'd have to come with some good money.
Mm-hmm.
Alton Troy, oh dang, I'm late, and Ken's got the belt. He's out of control, y'all.
Well, I was talking to Allison in the chat earlier. We were just having some friendly chatter. There. So,
nice.
High.
Ken is out of control.
We need that. Allison, you have my permission to put that on a shirt.
Todd C, congrats on the launch. Congrats on the launch, and best wishes to Delta-17. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Todd.
Ken, you'll need to get some Hitman shades to go with that belt. He has.
I have a set, but they're signed, so I don't like to wear them too often. So
he does have them. Yes. They do exist. Lots of great comments coming in from everybody. Thank you so much for being here tonight. But Justin's going to go back again. Yes, we'll try to figure something out for you, Justin. We will.
Hopefully there's like an expedited parcel or even a regular parcel option that's cheaper than that. Having said that, try putting 2 figures in your cart and seeing it. Like maybe the shipping only jumps up $1. You know what I mean? And then it's worth it or more worth it.
Kenzo Creations, Duplico shipped from Mattel Creations. What? Get out of town. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Mattel Creations has been having all sorts of problems. So.
Oh no, but dude, Duplico was ordered like a year and a half ago.
I feel like Duplico's been a long time, right?
We're gonna have to check that. Dave Sinelli, hate pop-up ads running during the live stream. Sorry about that, brother. It does happen sometimes, though. Yeah. Mario, what's going on, brother? How you doing tonight? Good to see you.
Sorry, after Kenzo's comment, that was like, is that the second run of Duplico or the first run?
It's like what I was thinking. Third or fourth run, but it's more like just the distribution is just absolutely horrendous there. Yeah. Having said that, to be perfectly honest with you, we all know who is the fan favorite among us to actually be the best in sales. Because I think I'm not overly surprised it's the army builders that are selling the best, but who would we have wanted to be number one? Ken, who was your fan favorite for number one?
Shepherd was my favorite.
Shepherd would have been a good one, yeah, for sure. And Steve, who was yours? Who were you thinking?
It's like asking a dad who his favorite kid is. I mean, I don't know. I love so many of them.
Shepherd, the team leader in the middle there.
Yeah, Shepherd was done really, really well. Tommy was kind of like, he seriously wanted me to add more and more pouches, and it was just like, yeah, more pouches, dude. Like, let's put this guy together. Like, because there's a lot of modern soldiers out there that gear up really heavy like that.
But I know who your favorite sculpt is, but I don't actually know if it's your favorite character. I just know it's your favorite sculpt. Why don't you show us your favorite sculpt to us?
Talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know which one.
Or has it changed since then in the past few months?
Which one were you thinking?
You told me it was Rooster a while ago. It was your favorite sculpt.
Oh,
sculpt, not necessarily character, but sculpt.
Yeah, I would think it's just so well done. It's balanced. It's really, really well done. And surprisingly, this was Tommy's first figure that he made for the line, right? Like usually a guy will find his way or his.
It was the first bio. It was the first bio we completed. I think we wrote that bio in either the summer of 2020 or summer of 2021. I gotta check the last save version on my Word file. But that bio is either 3 years old or 4 years old. So yeah.
So, but there's so many here that I just, oh man, I love Kestrel, Shepherd, Rooster. Man, there's so many that I like. Delta is really cool. Preacher is really funky. I don't know. There's stuff that's more my style, and then there's stuff that's nice. And then there's stuff that's more fantastical that people, more toy related and not so much military. And people are really digging those. And so it's, it's different.
Yeah, I was actually I actually thought that Shepherd would have been up there, just because of the way he looks, like, and like Ken said, his overall look. But I really was.
You know what though? He's selling well. It's just there's about 4 characters ahead of him. That's all.
Yeah, but I was also sort of looking at Leonidas, only because he's got a little companion. You know what I mean? He's Canadian, for crying out loud. Come on.
Once we blast the story out there, then people can pick their favorite character, because right now it's all about aesthetic. Yes, you can read the bios a little bit, but the bios tell you that character in isolation. They don't tell you that character as part of the greater story, which is what the first issue is going to do. Well, partly start establishing, at least.
There's an interesting idea. License the A-Team, alumni Delta-17. Interesting.
Yeah, nice.
Interesting. That would be an interesting
idea. Elseworlds version.
Yeah. What if? Allison Troy. It was the pre-sale from earlier this year. Duplico also showed. That's crazy. That's a long time. It's almost inconceivable. Ashman 55. Can you make oversized O-ring figures a la Cops and Crooks type characters inside? There's another interesting idea. I don't know. Is that at all in the works?
No, we just can't diversify too much. I mean, everything that you do in the realm of tooling is so expensive. It's just crazy money. I mean, each one of these guys, I don't even want to mention, what they go for. We'll just leave that alone. It's a lot.
Chicken Fried Toys is making the 4-inch Cops figures, though.
Oh, right. Yeah. And leave it to them. I mean, they're going to do a great job. People like them and Fresh Monkey Fiction and those, they're really good at diversifying into these different brands and stuff and bringing up some beautiful stuff. I mean, I just got some Fresh Monkey Fiction Tick figures in the mail like 2 days ago, and I just love them. They're awesome.
That's right. I keep forgetting you're a big fan of the Tick, of all things.
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone has their favorite franchises, right? Like for me and Steve, it's probably G.I. Joe at the top. Yeah. Right? You can argue Transformers is like a 1A, 1B to me. For him, it goes like Marvel next, and then it's like the Tick after that. I'm like, the Tick, really?
Yeah.
Silver Team Out. Apparently, it's the Tick. The Tick is what's happening right now. So good to see Silver Team Out. Kenzo's collection. I got a Shadow Dragon from my collection. Nice.
I saw your order. Great. I saw your order. Yeah.
Great. He is an incredible character, bar none. And of course, he sits on the throne that no one else can make. So
I noticed you used that in your thumbnail today, and I'm like, yes, you found that photo.
It's a great photo. I mean, like, why not? Why not use it? It's amazing.
Well, it also gives a shout out to Gridiron Studios, who are good friends of ours, right? And while people are always, and I don't blame them, they don't like the pricing of Gridiron stuff, but that throne is not badly priced. So
it's not.
It's a perfect scale, and it looks really good.
It's $30 for that throne. It's not bad, right?
My good friend Neo Celestia is in the house. What's going on, Neo Celestia? I will be seeing you hopefully soon. Mega J with his late night streams. Goodness, dude. When do you sleep? Just popping in to say hi. Stay awesome this year. You too. You stay awesome, Neo Celestia. I miss you already. Kenzo's Creations. Not a lie. Spoken, Jay. I'm not going to say it this time, you asshole. Crash. I use Rooster like Billy from Predator.
Yep.
Hopefully he doesn't get shot in the chest.
Yeah, right.
Justin Mohan. Fresh Monkey Fiction has Cops license. Who knows how long they will take, though. That is true. They do take quite a bit of time. But you know what? Toys are not easy to make, guys. Let's tell you, toys are not easy to make. Okay.
No, we got a lot of people that are, they're excited and they're like, all right, let's do, wave 2 now. Let's do it. It's just the wave 1 just opened up today. It's like simmer. It'll take us probably a year and a half before we see wave 2.
Commando O-rings. Interesting. We got some decent ideas here. Rodimus Prime. Wonder what's going on with Super 7's G.I. Joe O-ring line. Honestly, it's gonna take a while. Like they're pumping out reaction figures like it's going out of style, but compared to that, O-rings are a completely different game. Like there's more articulation, there's pins, there's the O-ring
Yep.
itself, there's a hook. You know what I mean? Like complete articulation with the head. You know, it's a completely different ball of wax. So it's gonna take them a long time to develop that one.
Yeah,
At
like
least-
their reaction figures. I'm pretty sure you can get the whole body onto one block, and they're using PVC as well, which is a easier plastic to work with. You can have undercuts of different kinds. It'll pop out no problem. You can't have even a micrometer of an undercut on ABS, right? So it's very, very different class of
different
figure.
plastic types.
100%. Dave, I'd like a talking tick. Drive the old man nuts.
Yeah, I got some here in the package still. I don't know if they work though.
Andrew Davis, enjoy that belt while you can. I've been at the gym and it's going to get ugly.
Good luck last year. You challenged me to a match. I go, I forgot the belt. We can have a non-title match. Pff, I don't got time for you, Ken.
Yeah.
Comics legend Jay, you mentioned that it was an expensive tooling. Why was there a decision to make 12 figures instead of just 6 or 3? There's an interesting question.
That's a very fair question. I wanted to come in like a pack of gorillas on bath salts. And just because like if you come in with 3, it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. You know, you have 3 cool figures. One's red, one's blue, one's green. And they're just things you put on your shelf. And, you know, maybe you mix them in with your Joes, maybe you don't. But we wanted to bring in a comic that really introduced a new world. It was very immersive, that these characters were very, very real, that you would really fall in love with them. Write a really good set of stories that were like really draw you in, drag you in, and hold you there. So it kind of became like, well, we could do 6. We'd get out the door sooner. It'd be cheaper, but it was like, well, which of the 6 are we going to do? They're all important, and I want to expose them all now in the comic, and this guy can't be without that guy, and that guy can't be, you know. And it was just like, holy cow, I don't know. It was just like, okay, it has to be done this way. Is the only way I could see it. And as you'll see in comic book number 1, there'll be one character in there that's not even in this wave. So we'll see a bit of that as we go. I wish I could have had 14. I wish I could have had 16 instead of 12. 12 was a compromise for me. I had to compromise down.
Yes. I remember when we were first talking to factories and we talked to multiple, we did get asked the question. That's very aggressive for a first wave. Now, as we got further, by the time we landed on the factory that we chose, the project manager, once he saw what our files looked like, he was like, well, okay, let's do it. Right. Yeah. But there was a lot of doubt in the early going. They're like, really? You want to do 12 figures? You know?
There was people that didn't want to work with us. They're like, nah, you're crazy. You
know. Now, mind you, it varies too, right? Because if you look at Call Sign Longbow, didn't they have 11 in their first wave? So I think they unlocked 10, then they got 1 during the backer kit. Right. So it's like
they might have 12.
Comparable.
Yeah, they might have.
Is the Crafty Ninja 12th or 11? I'm not sure.
I don't know. And then
it doesn't matter. They have a similar wave size to us.
Yeah, and then Recall as well went really high.
They have like 17 or 18, right? And technically for us, we know Delta A and B are kind of the same. So it's like, so do we really have 12 or do we have 11?
Yeah, we really. I always say 11.
So we basically have the same size, same size run as Longbow. So we're like, no, we're not that far off. So, yeah.
It's really fascinating how things actually come together. But yeah, a 12 figure line in its first wave is not just ambitious; it's absolutely ludicrous. So I'm not surprised. Knowing how much it costs, just because of, what it is. It is absolutely astronomical. Again, everybody out here, until you do it, you have absolutely no idea. Walter Matier, hope you're all doing well. Thanks for taking the time to keep us informed. We you know what, it's harder than you think, and that's the thing. So yeah, definitely happy to share what information we can. Yojo C, he's still talking. You're still on that, aren't you? Ashman 55. I blame the invented term peg warmer or shelf warmer for people's immediate demand for more. I hear you. But as kids, here's the funny thing about that. As kids, time flew by. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Literally, as kids, time was like this. You know, a week was like a day. As we are getting older, you start realizing just how slow time really is right now. So you know what? Back in the day, it seemed like a wave was coming out every few weeks, but the reality is it was coming out every year. We just did not realize it. It was just absolutely crazy. And when you think about how long GI Joe actually lasted, for its overall run, it lasted a long freaking time. So
It did.
people just need to be patient. And you know what? This is just a great example of how like this just is not done. It's not done anymore. Usually it's about 4, maybe 6 characters in a wave, and you'd have to wait another year before you see the next one. 12 characters in a wave is I'll be the first to admit it, that's fucking bonkers. That is absolutely nuts.
Well,
And
thank
we
you.
have this madman over here to thank for that.
Yeah. Well, we're not quite Hasbro. Some people think, the way they talk, it's almost like we're Hasbro. It's like, do 5 vehicles, do 20 figures. I'm like, holy shit, man.
Yeah.
Simmer down. But
calm down.
but GI Joe, like in the 80s, like 86, 87, they had so much stuff out. It seemed like you could go to the store once a week for the whole year, and there was always something new there because there's just so much. You had the freaking Mamba, you had the this, you had the that, the Hydrofoil. It was just tons of stuff.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
Back in the day, in the 80s, when the toy line was hot as hell. Yeah. And the availability at the factory, they're not fighting for the type of time that they need now, because again, everybody's doing toys now. Everybody and their mother's doing toys. It's crazy. So Hasbro had the market, so did Mattel, and it was pretty much just those two factories, just like pumping out toys. So yeah, you'd see a new wave every 6 months. You know what I mean? But today is a different beast, man. It's a different beast entirely. So again, we're and that's actually why that's exactly why they were saying 12 figures. You need to be in line to actually get that done. If it was just a wave of 3 figures, you could probably squeeze it in. But for 12, they're like, no, you're taking up way too much time. Like, we need to go.
Yeah.
We need to get this guy out of the way first before we can touch yours. So it must be a struggle.
Yeah, we were very fortunate to bump into a new product design manager that had recently parted ways with Hasbro. He was probably according to one of their top sculptors, he was one of their best international contacts, if not the best, for overseeing projects. And we just happened to bump into him right around the right time, where he was just becoming solo, only had a couple of projects, and Ken dug him up. And I was like, nice, because we were in I won't say anything. We were in a bit of a lineup, and we wouldn't be here, that's for sure. So we got out of that lineup, switched over, and it was just hammer down, this guy. And we had some issues. He'd find issues. We'd send him the files, which we carefully, me and Tommy or me and Jesse, carefully, scrutinized everything. We thought we had these things perfected, spent a lot of time on them, sent them over to him. He'd find some crazy problem, and I'm like, crap, now we're done, right? And his design team, they'd come up with a solution in like 2 days, get it all fixed up. They're like, there you go. Sometimes it'd be 2 minutes, 2 hours, whatever. It was just insane. These guys are so good. And they'd show it back to me. I'd be like, whoa, I thought we were screwed. So
it really is amazing how things can come together. Mythic Dolphin, Jay, hi, and in AWOC Kickstarter news, did you see the new reveal of the actual Raving sculpt on campaign page and update 24? Raving unlocks a 260K. All right, let's take a quick break and let's have a look at what Mythic Dolphin is talking about. So this is crazy, guys. Apparently on the Mad Hatter stream, there was a reveal. Holy crap. Oh my God. Did you guys know about this? Because I had no idea. Apparently, at 260,000, which is not too far away, actually. They are right now at, oh my God, they're only about 15,000, like less than 15,000 away from that mark. That's incredible. And then that will unlock. Wow, look at that. Raving.
That looks good.
Raving
That's
looks
crazy.
good. Holy
Yeah.
crap!
When does that elephant unlock? I really want that
Oh,
elephant.
Mamba, yeah,
It's at like
Mamba.
390 or something. Like it's a long or
No,
340.
I wish
It's
it
a
was.
long way.
It's
No, it's
420.
over 400. It's over
Yeah,
400,
420.
isn't it?
It's 420. He's
Sorry.
420.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bomba's 420, and it can still happen because, like, again, as we saw with Flipor, the last couple of days, things go bonkers. Things just go bonkers.
I've got the AWOC crew with me Sunday morning, my time, early afternoon, Eastern time, and let's hope we get past the next few hurdles.
I'm going to do a countdown for them to count down the Animal Warriors. We'll see how well that goes because that live stream did really well for us on Flipboard. So I hope to help out a little bit with that. But this guy's looking crazy. Look at the feather work on the arms.
Yeah,
that is bonkers. That is bonkers. Oh my gosh. All these new bucks, new tooling, guys. You have no idea the expense that these guys are going through. It's not enough money. It is not like I've been saying that for a long time. This is nothing. Right. This is absolutely nothing. And even if they hit their 420 goal, that's still nothing. If you think about the kind of bucks that they're looking to make, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, seven different characters, and then you have a rhino, you have an elephant, you have a bunch of raven, a bunch of bird creature. That's insane. The amount of money that's being spent on this line is ridiculous. So we need to get them up to 400,000. Like we need to seriously get them up to 400,000. Like that's I've been saying that ever since they came on my stream. I was like, that's not enough money. That's not enough. So congratulations. But you know what? They're gonna hit this Raven. I know that they're definitely gonna hit the Ravens. The Raving. So definitely, guys, keep supporting this project. Get them over the hump. This is just nuts. I know they've already made it, but they haven't made it, guys. They have not made it. This is not.
Well, a lot of the expensive tooling's at the end, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, but again, like, this is not enough. It's not enough money. It's just not. Like
it's a great crew over there, Jason and Adam and Brick and some of the others. Yeah.
New Monkey. Hi Jay. Any idea when the Cartoon Collection Stratos and Merman are not of why the Cartoon Collection Stratos and Merman are not available on Amazon yet? I've ordered everything else from the line on there. Amazon's funny. Amazon, their overall distribution is just weird. Keep an eye out on it though. They will eventually get them. It's probably just because of the overall packouts that they're selling. So I would just keep refreshing and look. Keep an eye out on some of the guys like Toy Habits and Toy Shiz. They're always up to date with the links. So best of luck to you, New Monkey. I'm looking forward to it too. Right. So I hope you're able to grab them. Rodimus Primal. I meant if you want to get cheap labor, just ask Kathleen. What the heck, dude? What are you talking about?
I don't get it.
Neither do I. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Mythic Dolphin, Mega J, the first Mythic Legions Kickstarter was 34 figures unlocked. That's true.
Yeah, the initial Kickstarter.
That is true. But
yes,
before you get too far ahead of yourself.
I know what you're gonna say.
There's probably a lot of money behind the scenes that we don't see. Okay, like seriously, because the money that was raised is one of those things where, okay, so it's funny too. It's interesting that Delta-17 never decided to actually do a fundraiser, but there's a lot of things behind that, right? Fundraisers have pros and fundraisers have cons. So you really got to look at the bigger picture on that level. Because sometimes there's money behind the scenes. I'm not going to talk too much more about that. And it looks like Ken wants to jump in a little bit. So
there's more to it than that. Because when I was let's back up for a second. Mythic Legions, they set the benchmark for independent companies in the 2015-16 era. At the same time, Four Horsemen worked for Mattel for Matty Collector and McFarlane before that. So they had a huge fan base coming over from Matty Collector to back them, right? So that's one of the things that when I was talking to B from Cherry Bomb Toys, who's just across the water from me, he was like, so what's going to draw people into the line? He said, you know, you're going to need the lore out sooner than later. I'm like, I know, but we're behind on the comic. But I said, you know what, Mythic Legions, they didn't have the lore out there yet. They put the figures out, and then they put small bio cards with the figures. And then he said, yeah, but see, Four Horsemen had the reputation of coming over from Mattel and McFarlane, right? So what's selling yours? And I'm like, well, our main sculptor for Wave 1 came from Mondo. And he's like, you need to sell that. I'm like, I never even thought of that angle. That's why I looked like I was going to say something a second ago, Jake, because this conversation came up just a few days ago.
Yeah. It's a good point.
Yeah. Right. And yeah, that advent of the K-Wave was nuts. So good. Right. Yeah, and now they're the benchmark for the independent companies. Right.
You know what? At the end of the day, it's amazing how many people are getting into toys right now. But as everyone as we've been talking about, if you come from an industry already and you have the experience, you have the know-how, you have the connections, it is a lot easier. Think about where Delta-17 came from. Think about where myself, you know, with Hatter Toys, we had no experience whatsoever. We had to figure this out on our own. And we had to, and you know, if for us, you know, I consider ourselves lucky. We actually had a project manager on standby, and that was just by happenstance. That wasn't planned, right? I imagine the vetting process for Delta-17 must have been a freaking nightmare. You know, to find somebody who actually knows what the hell they're doing.
We jumped a few times, and the people who did know what they were doing knew what they were doing in the context of what they were making. They may not have known O-Ring, and then there's certain situations where they were just booked up. Like they would have been our preferred person, but then they were booked up, and then the group that we did get happened to be like really, really good, but they weren't super known yet. But once we knew who was behind the scenes and the experience they had, we're like, yeah, this is the right group. These are the right guys.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
100%. Comic Legends, what are some of the issues that will pop up with the figures that need fixing? I don't understand what you mean. What do you mean by figures that need fixing?
Must be the defects on the figures. But we talked a bit about the legs, the leg issue earlier on my live stream. I think Comic Legend may have jumped in the chat after that. Like the T-hook is a bit thick, so the legs may not go all the way up on both sides. You can either force it a tiny bit and it might spring back at you, or here, have you got a figure to show us? Because I can pull open the case and do that. Okay, there we go.
So when you're wanting to seat them in a vehicle or whatever, it's hard on some of the figures to get both of the legs up at that nice 90-degree angle and have them stay right. You can often get one leg up at that 90-degree angle, but the second one becomes a bit stubborn. I mean, this example isn't too bad. Mm-hmm. Some of them are a little bit worse than others. We do have a new, like this Kestrel is good. That would work.
Yeah, in a van. That one actually worked. Yeah.
We do have a new T-hook designed. It's done. I'll have the sample in my hands probably on Tuesday. So if there's people out there that are just like, man, this line's great, but your T-hooks suck, we'll figure something out that we can do. We might start sending those out for our customers.
But the other thing you can do, like Wilhelm Toy and Hobby took the T-hook and he opened the figure up and turned the T-hook around, and it seemed to increase the range of motion. Not perfect, but it seemed to work quite a bit. Yeah. And then Gaz just took a T-hook from a beater GI Joe and just tossed it in there, and it increased the range of motion. But you shouldn't have to do that. That's what we're trying to get at.
It is a bummer. Yeah, and we're really sorry about that. It's just something that, you know, we're a new line. We're trying to do a lot, and there's a few things that we have to learn. Like factories just don't make this stuff anymore. I know it looks like a simple small figure, but it's not. I mean, there's 24 parts, just plastic in one of these guys, and then there's 4 rivets, 3 screws, T-hook, O-ring, and there's a ton of paint apps. There's a whole bunch of notes for each one on the assembly. It's not something that factories are used to making anymore. This may have been a bit more normal in the 80s and the 90s. Now they've been just doing modern stuff for the last couple of decades, really. So this is a whole new thing they have to learn. So there will be a failure rate. Hopefully we can keep it under 5%. If you have any problems, reach out to us. We will do our best to help you out. Like we've had 2 figures now where the rivets were not pressed properly. And we gave away and opened up probably, I don't know, 500 figures before we opened the store. So out of those 500, we had 2 elbows that actually fell off, and which sucks. It's like, oh, it sucks, but it's not too bad.
Yep. You really got to understand, guys, that as a new company, there's going to be growing pains. But for the early adopters who help to get this to over the hump and fund the next set of waves, you guys are going to benefit from those from these early efforts, because this line there might be a new update for later down the road, and these ones will become a bit more sought after because these were the first the first issues, and then people will basically say, oh, you know what, we had these and they were running errors, and you know what, maybe those will actually end up becoming a little bit more sought after later down the road. It's kind of funny to hear errors becoming sought after, but I mean, you think about baseball cards, you think about rare variants for like Master Universe or G.I. Joe, those are the ones that people really get excited about.
Steve, I seem to recall that one of the factories we talked to, they weren't even sure they could get the rivets anymore on the sides of like the elbows.
No, we were talking to them for quite a while. I think it was over the course of 2 or 3 months, and they're just like, we have no idea. And it's like, well, listen, I can find them on eBay and whatever else. And he's like, no, they don't make them anymore, we can't find them for you, etc. And then when we found the new product design manager, this amazing guy, he's just like, we'll throw up a mold, we'll get them rolled, no problem. And instinct, right?
Things happen. You where there's a will, there's a way. So this is interesting. Apparently, Ashman55 says that if you check out update number 24, there are more pictures of Raving.
Yeah, for AWOC.
So let's have a quick look at that. So check it out, guys.
Happy to jump back and forth. I was bugging Jason yesterday about Shopify stuff. I'm like, how long does it take payments to clear, Jason? And he's like, just be patient, man.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Look at that.
Yeah, wow. Look at that.
That is nice.
That is nice. Holy crap. So good. I love the wingspan, you know what I mean? The hand, the replaceable hands. Look at these splayed hands. Those are really cool. I like the way those look, right? But I like the samurai hat, you know what I mean? And then you got these assassins, you know what I mean? Like these are crazy. Like awesome look for these guys. Just incredible. Wow. So guys, let's get these guys up. Let's get these guys up to their we're gonna unlock Raving for sure. Not too far away now. This is very, very close. 260,000 he unlocks. So yeah, guys, very exciting for anybody who's supporting the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. Let's get these guys over the hump. This is gonna be crazy. But in terms of anything else, guys, wait a second, actually. Mythic Dolphin. They also revealed Rhino and Hippo will have opening mouths. Wow, that's crazy. Whoa, cool. They're getting better and better with this line. John, I missed Teela today. I forgot it. It's at noon. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear that, John. Yeah, you gotta. You know what? Time zones, dude. Time zones suck. The three of us right here, we live in 3 different time zones.
Yeah.
Trying to get it together for a live stream. Remember, we all got confused. I'm like, okay, so it's this time Central, this time Pacific, this time Eastern. Okay, well, when's the live stream? I'm like, no, that's still after, right?
Here, John, watch this. It's 2:30. It's 2:25 right now for me. Ken, what time is it over in your place?
11:25.
And Steve, what time is it over here?
Sorry, 1:25.
See, it's like 3 completely different time zones. So yeah, it's easy to get that mixed up. It's crazy. John, Rodimus Prime, Jay, I was making sweatshop joke. Sweatshop earlier. Okay, it went completely over my head. I have no idea.
I can't help you there either. Make a wrestling joke if you want me to get to catch the vibe.
Comics Legend. Would you consider Would you offer consulting services for people wanting to make their own action figure line? It's hard just to make a line like that. I don't even think we have time to consult on anything.
Depends on what kind of toy it is. Every toy is so different. What type of plastics are used? There is some people out there that are looking for new work that I know of. You'd have to have a ton of money set aside.
One of the key things that we can't answer is, how do you use Kickstarter? Although, mind you, Jay can answer that now. As of a week ago, you can answer, or whatever, you can answer that now.
Yeah. Ask me that like a month ago, I would tell you fuck off.
Right. So
politely,
not trying to deflect here, but before you do anything, you need the funds. Unless you're saying you have the funds, and then it's a different ball game. Then we can get to step 2, right?
Yeah. At the end of the day, okay. So as a Kickstarter, first of all, you do have to have a concept ready. Like, they won't even let you start unless you have a 3D rendering. A sketch is not going to get you past the requirement stage.
Correct.
So you do, like, at the end of the day, you need to have someone who can sculpt for you. After you get somebody who can sculpt for you, it doesn't matter. It can look like shit. It doesn't make a difference. But you're asking the right questions, Comics Legend. The question in regards to what Jay said, while they were sculpting the figures, the Hasbro veteran looked at the file and fixed the textures that you didn't see. Correct. That's actually what Steve said. That's actually what Steve said. And the reality is, you need the right people. Okay.
Yep.
Just sharing some anecdotes. Hatter and I, we were talking for months before we even decided to pull the trigger. And it wasn't until we found a 3D sculptor who could actually do anything, that's when we decided, okay, this thing's a viable project. Before that, it wasn't even a discussion. Like, we were like, it's kind of fun, a good idea, whatever. And finally, when things started to come together, that's what happens. And for us, it was just a bunch of incredible circumstances that brought this together. So what I would say, Comic Legend, is right off the bat, put your idea together, get it on paper, then research somebody, and if anything, we can probably point you in the right direction of somebody who can help you, like, a good 3D sculptor or whatever. But expect to be paying a lot of money. Like sculpting is not cheap. You're looking at quite a bit of money in sculpting. So
if it depends. If it's a really simple figure, you might be able to get away with between $2,000 to $3,000 American. If it's highly articulated, you're going to be $4,000 to $5,000. But first you have to have the buck fully engineered so that it really, really works, and it's at all the right tolerances and all that stuff.
Yeah, he's talking about the blank, just the blank figure before you've sculpted anything.
Nothing on it, and that'll cost you probably, I don't know, anywhere between $5,000. It's hard to say, $3,000 to $5,000 for the buck, just the blank.
Yeah, I will say though that in order to get a Kickstarter going, you probably just need a static figure, literally just a He-Man figure for the most part, just a statue.
Well, because Kickstarter can't vet it.
Right? Exactly. That's the point. It just needs to get past that stage. If you can
initial screening,
if you can just get a statue going, you're okay. And statues they're not that expensive. You can get if you go to Etsy, you can probably get a really cheap one for $500. If you're gonna go with someone you're gonna work with for a long time, you're looking at $1,500 to $1,500 to $2,000. But that's static. That is literally static, right? When you start getting into like configurations and bucks and the actual systems that have to be unique, by the way, you can't be borrowing off somebody else's system. You're going to get sued. So, beware of that too. There's a lot involved. We're just going to say it that way. And consulting wise, though, I don't think we're ready for that. We're knee deep into what we're doing right now, anyway.
I mean, the further we go, the more people we meet, and with Hasbro, with all of its weird decisions, I mean, they're kicking so many talented people out the door now. It's crazy,
They can't afford them. They just can't. Good talent is expensive, and
they can afford them if they would just stop But they set up their company as a shareholder company where they're saying we guarantee 2% growth quarter after quarter. It's like that doesn't exist in any planet. It doesn't happen.
Nope.
And maybe in the 80s for a short burst, but it's just not realistic. So you can't have your company that way anymore. But anyways, there's a lot of talented people floating out there. If you meet someone who knows someone, soon you're in the family. And now, like me and Ken, we know so many people that are just incredible.
Previous question. I meant Steve mentioning he had reviewed the sculpt. Yeah, we already answered that question. So thank you, Comics Legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josie, a ton of money. That's why I said that. What Spero is doing, not enough. I don't know how they're doing it. I do know how they're doing it, kind of, but I just don't. I can't see that amount of money. They need more. They need way more. Comics Legend, thanks for answering the question. Congratulations on the launch. Looking forward to receiving the figures. Thank you, Comics Legend.
Thanks, man.
You are freaking awesome. So we're gonna start winding down, guys, but I did want to bring this up because I thought it was funny. And I wanted to get my everybody's take on this because I think this is hilarious. So first of all, before anything else, guys, definitely head back over to Delta-17 toys.com. I did say it. I got there.
Toys.
Click on store, and it will send you over to the store page where you can pick up whichever figures you want, because they're all selling like hotcakes right now. Get them while you can, guys, because they are selling fast. So you don't want to be left out in the lurch, because the next run will probably be a little while. Follow Delta-17 Toys on Instagram and all their social medias. But I did want to mention this. Hasbro has been doing some crazy things lately. I don't even remember I remember Hope Van Dyne. I remember Hope Van Dyne being mentioned and teased. I didn't have. Did I fall asleep or something? Like, when did Hank Pym, Ant-Man? When did Hank Pym get announced? I missed the boat on that. Was that what? I was totally blown away by the fact that Hank Pym and that there were a freaking 2-pack. When did this happen, guys? Like, did anybody know? Ken, did you know about this? What?
I've had my head in a ditch for the last little while. I used to actually search toy news, right? And now, if Toy Habit doesn't just go out of the way to tell me, I don't know anymore.
Well, there's the thing too. Like I don't even think Toy Habits covered this because this was a
That's
shock.
true. I would have seen it scrolling the feed, or like if I go to their website, right?
This came out of nowhere. Yeah. This 2-pack came out of. I mean, we sort of had an idea that Hope Van Dyne was going to be around, right? We knew that, but Hank Pym as Ant-Man, not Giant Man, that was a complete, like, that went over my head. So yeah, thoughts, everybody. Like, I know this isn't a little bit different from our discussion now, but what do you guys think about this? Like, Hank Pym and Hope Van Dyne. I mean, what the hell? Like, seriously, where did this come from? Ken, Steve, any thoughts?
Well, I'm a big Marvel Legends guy. I buy lots of them. I've got piles of them around. I really enjoy them. I did not see this coming. I just bumped into it yesterday by accident when I went to look for something else. When I went to look for the Tiger Paw. Yeah. And I was like, what's this? Where did it come from? Is this the Giant Man one? No, it's not. What the heck?
It's different.
I have no idea what's going on, man. Looks good though.
Yeah. Ken, any thoughts? Because this one threw me for a loop.
I mean, I'm kind of indifferent to this. I mean, like Brick said, the Giant Man was a surprise, he believed, and the sculpts are really, really good on this. I'm kind of ho-hum when it comes to Giant Man / Ant-Man and the Wasp. I mean, I know in Ultimate Marvel, they got a bit of a boost there coming back as the original team from the Ultimate Marvel universe that Mark Miller wrote in the early 2000s. But that's kind of like the extent of my exposure to them. Right. And even that, even the Ultimate Marvel designs were a little bit different from this. Like, these are a bit more, at least as far as Giant Man's concerned, it's a bit more of the classic design.
Yeah, but for me though, I'm just gobsmacked at the idea that this is even a thing, because I think a lot of people were screaming for an Ant-Man to be included with Giant Man, and now all of a sudden these two come out, and again, seemingly out of nowhere. I know that we did see a tease of Hope Van Dyne in digital renders,
Mhm.
but it's such weird timing too. I mean, there was literally no fanfare on this. There was no
Right.
press releases. It literally just dropped. It was just such a weird thing to do. I mean, you would think because the Giant Man did so well that this would have been a major announcement, but no, it just gets dropped as a pre-order one day.
Well,
It's so weird.
Yeah, they did that weird thing with the Tiger Paw as well. That
Yeah.
apparently it leaked out, so they just fired it out the door, and then it sold out immediately. And for anyone who's listening, if you go to toysnowman.com, there's probably other sites as well. They have them up for pre-order. I think they're still available, so they're not sold out. At least it's a Canadian company, but they'll ship it to you. That's where I got mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are they doing? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's a very strange time for Hasbro right now. I am glad and super happy that they are actually going back to window packaging. I think that's awesome. Very excited about that. And then there comes the question: why a repaint so quickly? I mean, literally, the ATV was only like a month ago, and now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, here comes Tiger Force. But I think it has to do with exactly what you said, Steve. This was leaked out, and for whatever reason, they had a knee-jerk reaction and decided, forget it. We're just going to go ahead and
Well,
post
has the ferret even gone up for like non-Pulse members yet? I don't know if it has.
The ferret, you know what? That's a good question. I don't.
The regular ferret. I thought the ferret was only up for Pulse members.
No, it sold out pretty quickly. The ferret already went to regular members. That was the same day. But it sold out very quickly. So, I think it only lasted 5 hours, right? So I think this might have been the second chance for people, and gone, right? Absolutely gone.
I don't even remember if I got one or not.
The regular
That's the funny thing.
That's what I mean, right?
Yeah. And there was a second. Apparently, somebody told me there was a second chance, and it was gone just as quickly, right? So, yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people, right? So yeah, don't know what's happening with G.I. Joe, but it cannot be denied. It's hot as hell. So many different figures coming out. Then military figures are just hot as hell right now. So interesting little aside here to sort of wind down the night, because Hope Van Dyne and Hank Pym and the freaking ferret, man. Like, sorry, the Tiger Paw and the wreckage, just absolutely crazy conundrums. Very, very strange. Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a crazy week for toys at the end, because it was really slow actually for a long time. It was pretty freaking slow. But huge thanks to Delta-17. By the way, it's 5x5 Toys. Everybody knows 5x5 Toys is Delta-17 Toys.com, but it's actually 5x5 Toys. So huge thanks to Steve and Ken for being here tonight. Thank you guys. It's always great to have you guys here on the show. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Brick something. Speaking of the devil, I got the Audio Mythic, but I don't know how to make the shared video play to the audio stream. Whenever I share videos on the news, audio doesn't play through. I must have gotten in the middle of a different conversation here. I got the Audio Mythic, but Ken, do you know what he's talking about? I got the Audio Mythic, but I don't know how to make shared video play the audio stream. Whenever I share videos on the news. Okay, so I know what you're talking about. You have to you can't play it through the browser. You actually have to download the video and present it as a video, Brick. That's actually how you have to do it that way. Otherwise, there will be no audio. Mythic, you mean just hold my phone? Okay, sorry. I guess you're having a conversation with Mythic Dolphin. Oh, okay. Ignore that, Jay. Mythic and I are having a separate conversation. All right. Well, that's how you would do it if you're sharing it on StreamYard. I don't know if you guys are actually doing that. Carl Snow. Hasbro did a whole YouTube video on this, and the update of the HasLab the day before went up. Yeah, but that's not enough time. Like,
No.
like that did like it. The leak happened the day before that, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, just like a really quick video. It's just not enough time.
I don't see why they got to freak out that something leaked. Like, big deal. It's not like, oh no, now no one's gonna buy it unless we sell it tomorrow. Like, what are you thinking? Right? That makes no sense.
I really don't know. It's crazy, and to me, it just pissed people off. It's just
Yep.
been done. TF fan page 101. What's going on, brother? Always good to see TF fan page in the chat.
Brian, I'll see you in the fall. I'm not coming out to Victoria this May. I know normally I see you in the springtime as well, but I'll see you in the fall.
Brian is always a big supporter of the channel, and of course, if you please check out TF fan page 101, guys. If you're into Transformers, you have to be on TF fan page 101. Omega 579 Giant Man and Wasp is not a pre-order; it's shipping now. That's awesome, and I wasn't actually implying that it was a pre-order, but what I am saying is that it was a freaking surprise, just a shock.
Just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Trash from my plastic. Yes, it was on Amazon. Well, that's great. Glad something is. Preternia has pictures of his. Nice. Good stuff. And Brian saying, yo. Ken, are you going to get MP Ginrai and Super Ginrai?
Oh, I got to ask this the other day too. I probably won't, because for the Masterpiece stuff, I haven't been doing a lot of the Japanese characters. Okay. But I got the original, so happy with that. And okay, sorry, I was just trying to read the stuff about the Tiger design for I guess that's for the ferret.
Yeah. Tiger design is supposed to Yokon out before but due to backlash,
was supposed to come out.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Again, things do happen. Things are planned, but they don't always pan out. Guys, thank you again for being here tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. TF fan page, Brian. I know this isn't related, but I'm excited to pitch the HasLab Omega Prime.
It's kind of related. We just talked about the MP Jinrai and Super Jinrai, which are other big figures, right? So. Kind of.
Do you think it's going to be Omega Prime?
No. He's talking about the completed HasLab Omega Prime.
Oh, the one that just finished
a few months ago.
Yeah.
Right.
It looks good. I mean, like, they found it finally was made after decades. I mean, it technically was a Japanese exclusive, right? So,
No, hold on. The sword was a Japanese exclusive until they re-released it in the Encore wave. But I think I'm trying to remember, in the US, if I recall, Ultra Magnus and Fire Convoy Optimus were sold separately, and I think the gift set was only available in Japan, if I recall correct. I have to go back to my video. I researched it, purged it from my memory, unfortunately, to work on Delta-17 stuff, and then my head can only hold so much information.
Yeah.
But I think that the gift set may have been exclusive to Japan, but you could buy them separately in the US and still make the combined set.
Gotcha. So that's what they were talking about, Mythic Dolphin. That's amazing. So hopefully you guys can work that out to get those visuals on the next live stream. Again, Mythic Dolphin is a sweetheart. She supports everything and just makes everything better. Thank you so much for being here tonight, Mythic Dolphin. Ken, Steve, let me know what are your thoughts, closing words, and of course, congratulations once again. What's the future for Delta-17, and of course, how can people support the Delta-17 line?
Wow.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, follow us on the socials.
Yeah. Follow us, check out some of the reviews and different things and see if this is something that you're interested in. I think we definitely went the extra mile on these. We took a lot of time to make sure that the sculpting was done to the highest standards and different things. I think you'll really enjoy them. Anybody that doesn't have them so far as what's coming next, there's a lot. There's just so much in the pipe that we really want to bring out, and we really want to blow people away with the comic and with Wave 2, and we really think that Wave 1 is very much central. All of these figures are pretty much evergreen figures that are central to the plot. There's a certain amount of these guys made. When they run out, we'll make another batch, but we're going to change them just slightly, so that way those collectors out there won't be too upset that they tried to make some money off of them or have them in that sort of fashion. So we want to honor the collector side of it by changing them when we do a second run. So yeah, in the meantime, Wave 2 is in development. The Hind is in development. The comic book is almost done. I mean, almost. But yeah, so far, Wave 1 is flying out the door extremely fast. We were very surprised by the amount of orders, and yeah, just huge. It was like just machine gun fire straight at our heads all day long. So we're very honored. We're very grateful to all of you out there. Thank you.
It's been 4 years coming, man.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work.
Victory lap day.
Congratulations, guys. What an amazing turnout for the first day. And of course, there's just more to come. Guys, definitely check out Delta17toys.com. And of course, head over towards the store. Put down your pre-orders, $24.99 each. And of course, if you buy 6 or more, you get 10% off. We are going to check on the Canadian shipping for those of you who have been experiencing some interesting numbers. But trust us, guys, it's well worth it. And of course, we're gonna try and keep everybody happy. Thank you guys for all the support. You guys are freaking amazing. Last comments before we log off. Justin, Ken, are you gonna get? We already asked that question. Sorry. Mythic Dolphin. That is what we talked about. Thank you, thank you, Brian. We'll talk to you later, guys. Definitely check out TFM page 101. Frankie Rivera, great stream. Congratulations, fellows. Good night and good journey. Greek proud, everybody. Thank you so much, Frankie. You're awesome. Mythic Dolphin, glad you enjoyed it. My daughter had fun during the narration. Use it if you can help. And of course, Trash from My Plastic. Quick question. I'm extremely new. I just came in late. I'm working right now, but as Delta-17, will there be 6-inch versions eventually?
This is something that Ken really wants, and this is something that I was toying with earlier, and I don't know. I'm now on the fence. I used to say that, yeah, we're going to do Rooster and Death Sparrow and see how that goes. Now I'm on the fence. I guess just because I've been getting a bit soured by the classified line. I love classified. I buy every one of them, even the dumb repaints that don't look good, and there's just some quality issues that are starting to get under my skin. Some distribution issues. Some of these, like the Tiger Paw. It's like, what do you want from us?
Which has nothing to do with how much you love G.I. Joe, or the fact that it could still happen. I'm sure a lot of people would like to put Rooster or Death Sparrow with their classified figures.
Okay, but
Ken is just pushing like crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like,
all right. I'll make the agenda for the next team meeting. Do we make 6-inch figures?
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go.
Right.
Yeah, it's a future consideration, guys. Let's, but hopefully it'll come to pass.
Right. Yeah. I mean, for now we just launched. We're just selling. So even though sales have been fantastic, we still got to make so and so much to be able to fund Wave 2. We still got to make so and so much to pay off the loan for Wave 1. We got to to build the next shop.
Yeah. So Steve holds out his arm. I twist it.
Yeah.
If he doesn't say "ow," I give up for a while.
Yeah.
If he says "ow," then I try to twist it some more.
Yeah. Well, with my rotator cuff injuries, it won't be too hard. So,
yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. I want to thank my guests, of course, Delta17toys.com, Steve, and of course, Toy Connections. Thank you so much. And guys, remember, it's 5x5 toys just for everybody's edification. Pedro Almeida, lease your license to Bobby Valla from Valaverse. That is a conversation for another universe. But anyway, Pedro, thank you for that comment. We will talk about that at another day. But guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. It has been an absolute pleasure. Dave Sinelli, they came to snuff the rooster. Ooh,
oh yeah,
easy.
But he ain't gonna die.
No, he ain't gonna die.
Comics Legend, will the launch party continue into the weekend? The launch party will not stop, my friend. The launch party continues.
I think he's wondering if there's going to be other streams.
Well, you know what? We'll just crash.
You're a jiu-jitsu instructor. That's cool. Anyway,
we'll just crash the AWOC stream.
I mean, I've got an AWOC stream with that's not going to be anything to do with this on the Sunday. But I mean, I imagine tomorrow night on Ostradamus Toys Live, they're going to talk a little bit about this. I can try to jump in a little bit, but if I've got an early stream the next day, I probably don't want to hang around too long. Having said that, there's nothing to stop Steve from jumping on. So.
And I'm pretty sure that Toy Habits will also probably make a mention of it because they did a whole article on it. So you guys,
I was just talking to Sorceress, and she and Michael are going to try to find time for us to jump on. We are going to do a bit of a live stream tour, but just I haven't done a lot of live streams lately because I tend to feel really tired after them. I'm not sure what happened. So that's why you haven't seen me do as many live streams. But for the people that I did promise live streams to, such as Toy Habits, I think I said something to Punk as well. We'll probably just do something with them. Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, thank you again for being here. I want to thank, of course, my special guest. It's been absolutely amazing hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much. Here's a quick one. Will Delta-17 t-shirts be available for sale?
At Joe Fest for sure. We'll have some, hopefully. We're a little bit behind on some of the stuff because we were behind on this stuff. Just things just kept pushing forward. We're going to have all sorts of extras at Joe Fest, and then after that, we're going to look into actually stocking the store at the fulfillment center in New Jersey. So posters, challenge coins, patches, stickers, T-shirts, posters, different things like that.
In the meantime, buy a Skeletron Robo Skull shirt. They've got them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, those are cool.
Those are really cool. Right.
All right,
Same
guys,
fulfillment center. So
we are looking forward to Joe Fest, guys. Hopefully, we will definitely be there, and hopefully we'll see you guys there. I believe that Hooded Cobra Commander is going to do his traditional Hooded Cobra Commander stream, if I'm not mistaken, and we're definitely going to be contributing to that. So you guys will see us there, guys.
We'll talk about that after, but he probably won't be doing that. He'll be there.
Oh no,
he'll be there. No. He retired from YouTube recently. He actually announced a retirement a few days ago.
Yep.
He'll be done. Having said that, it sounds like Cobra Convergence is still going to go ahead in some capacity.
Okay, so maybe somebody else will pick it up, and
or he's going to support. Yeah, he's going to support. But yes,
yeah, that is unfortunate. We will miss him, and of course, there's no saying that he won't come back. We'll hope and dream for that day. Guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe, and as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Good journey, everybody. Buy some Delta-17 toys, guys.
Now.
Have a good night. Bye.
Thanks.
Geek proud.